The stock market's been a roller coaster this year, and you're probably feeling uncertain about your investments. The S&P 500's gains? They're not cutting it for your dreams of early retirement and financial freedom. But what if I told you there's a way to potentially triple those returns in the shortest time possible? Forget the measly 10 to 15% returns everyone else is chasing. I'm talking about the potential to beat the S&P 500 by 20% or more. Curious? Stay with me till the end as we dive into the 3 under-the-radar ETFs that could supercharge your portfolio. Each one of these is exciting for different reasons. I'll explain what makes them a solid option for you, and we'll also see how much they could make with a $10,000, $50,000, and $100,000 investment. Let's get started with ETF number 3, Invesco S&P 500 Momentum ETF, ticker symbol SPMO. SPMO takes the S&P 500 and puts a clever twist on it. Instead of just tracking the whole index, it cherry-picks about 100 stocks that have the highest momentum score. What does that mean? Well, in simple terms, it's looking for the stocks that have been performing the best recently and are likely to keep that momentum going. Over the past 5 years, this ETF has been outperforming consistently. It has averaged an 18.68% annual return from 2019 to 2023. That's not just beating the market, it's leaving it in the dust. While the regular S&P is up about 15% year-to-date, SPMO has skyrocketed by 39.63%. That's more than double the return. If SPMO maintains this performance, your money could grow rapidly. A $10,000 investment could become $15,956 in just 1 year. Bump that up to $50,000, and you might be looking at $79,780. And if you are ready to go big, a $100,000 investment could potentially balloon to a whopping $159,560 by this time next year. That's the kind of growth that SPMO offers. Here's another thing you'll like. When the market took a hit in 2022, SPMO held up better than most. While similar funds dropped nearly 30%, SPMO only dipped about 10%. That's the kind of protection we're looking for. But how is all this possible for an ETF that's flying under everyone's radar? Well, SPMO isn't putting all its eggs in one basket. It's spread across different sectors like tech, consumer goods, communication services, financial services, and healthcare. You've got big names like NVIDIA, Amazon, Apple, Broadcom, and Microsoft in there. And get this, all of its performance comes with a tiny 0.13% expense ratio. That's pocket change compared to the potential returns. But don't make any decisions yet, because we've got 2 more exciting ETFs to cover. Before we jump to them, let's talk about something more crucial, fund overlap. When you're buying growth ETFs, you want to make sure you're not just buying the same stocks over and over again in different packages. For example, if you pair the S&P 500 with a popular growth ETF like QQQ, you're looking at about 45% overlap. That means nearly half of what you're buying, you already own. It's like ordering a combo meal and then separately buying the fries you already got with it. Smart investing isn't just about buying good stocks or funds. It's about how they work together in your portfolio. True diversification is key to managing risk and maximizing returns. So keep this in mind as we explore our next 2 ETFs. They're going to show you how to tap into different market segments for potentially higher returns without the overlap trap. ETF number 2, Invesco S&P Midcap Quality ETF, ticker XMHQ. This fund is a different beast altogether, and here's why you should pay attention. First off, XMHQ focuses on midcap companies. These are businesses valued between $2 billion and $10 billion. Not the giants everyone knows, but not small fries either. They're in that sweet spot for growth potential. XMHQ cherry-picks companies based on 3 key factors: return on equity, accrual ratio, and financial leverage ratio. In plain English, it's looking for mid-sized companies with rock-solid financials and the potential for serious growth. Let's talk performance. Year-to-date XMHQ is up 19.54%. That's outpacing its category average of 12.36%. But it gets better. Over the past year, it's returned a whopping 26.45%, while its peers average just 19.35%. If XMHQ keeps up this performance, a $10,000 investment could grow to $12,645 in a year. $50,000 could become $63,225. And if you go big with $100,000, You could be looking at $126,450 by this time next year. And remember that overlap problem we talked about? XMHQ solves that beautifully. When compared to a standard S&P 500 fund, there's virtually zero overlap. You're getting exposure to a whole new segment of the market. XMHQ is well diversified across sectors. It's heaviest in industrials at 32.26%, but it's also got solid stakes in technology, financial services, and consumer cyclical sectors. This spread helps manage risk while still targeting growth. That's XMHQ, a laser-focused mid-cap fund that could add some serious fuel to your portfolio's growth. The last ETF on our list is Invesco S&P Mid-Cap Momentum ETF, ticker symbol XMMO. This fund is where the rubber meets the road for mid-cap growth potential. XMMO takes the momentum strategy we saw with SBMO and applies it to mid-cap stocks. It's cherry-picking about 80 mid-sized companies that are showing the strongest price momentum. Think of it as riding the wave of the market's rising stars. While other funds in its category are crawling along at 12.36% this year, XMMO is sprinting ahead at 33.68%. That's nearly triple the pace. And over the past year, it's like XMMO strapped on a rocket pack, soaring 50.68%, while its peers barely managed 19.35%. But what does this mean for your wallet? If XMMO keeps this up, your $10,000 could turn into $15,068 in just a year. Got $50,000 to invest? You might be looking at $75,340 this time next year. And if you're ready to go big with $100,000, hold on to your hat, because that could become $150,680. Here's the bottom line. XMMO offers you a shot at capturing the growth of tomorrow's market leaders today. It's designed for investors like you who want to potentially supercharge their returns without diving into the complexities of picking individual stocks. But why stop at growth? If you're serious about building wealth, check out my video on best monthly dividend stocks for 2024 next. It's the perfect complement to these growth ETFs. I'm Andrew, and I'll see you there.